All right, guys. So welcome to another 10 Trade webinar. And tonight's webinar is very, very interesting. We'll be looking at how to use TradingView like a professional, like a pro. All right. So TradingView is a charting platform. This is TradingView. The platform that you're looking at right now is a TradingView platform. Now, TradingView is very similar to the MetaTrader platform as well. It's a charting and analysis platform. All right. So unlike MetaTrader, TradingView is a cloud-based charting system, such that it is accessible on web. That means you can check it out on your laptop, you can check it out on your iPad, you can check it out on your mobile device, right? One account gives you access to all of those devices. And if you are doing anything on one platform, like on your laptop, the same thing that you've done on your laptop is going to replicate on your phone as well. Okay, so that's one major advantage that TradingView has over MetaTrader, right? Unlike MetaTrader, if you're using MetaTrader on your phone, for example, right, and then maybe you do some markups on your phone, when you log into your MT5 on your PC, you won't see the settings that you made on your phone. All right. So TradingView, when you do a particular setting or markup on your phone, is going to reflect on your iPad and your laptop in real time. So it gives you real-time charting as well. So, but a lot of people don't yet know how to maximize TradingView, right? So that's why we are doing this webinar for 10 Trade clients to show you how you can leverage this platform, okay, and use it to the fullest, right? So, of course, the first thing that you want to do is to create an account with TradingView, all right? So we are going to do that together. You want to go to this website, www.tradingview.com. So you can access the website using your mobile phone or using your laptop. So let's just go there together. All right. In a second, I want to go to the browser and then show you how you can create an account. So you should see my browser now. So I'm trying to load up the page. So when you go to tradingview.com, what you want to do is to register a new account. All right, so let me just try and log out here, sign out. So by default, you see this, I think it's here. Hold on, good. All right, so you see get started over here at the top right. So this is where you want to go to create a TradingView account. Now you can start as, so we'll just check it out. Now there are different levels where you can take entry with TradingView. There's a free plan and then there's a paid plan as well. But everybody can get started with the free plan, right? As a matter of fact, I believe that they also have a free trial for their paid plan. So let's just take a look at the free plan and then the Pro Plus, and then the premium plan, right? The basic things that, good. Give me a second. All right. So plans for every level of ambition. So you can decide to do the monthly or annually. Now, for the free plan, hold on, let me see if we have this. Good. For the free plan, now, the first thing that you can see here is ads free. Now, one major thing that you see happen on the free plan is that a lot of adverts will be popping up on your chart. And then there are times that might be very disturbing for some people. So if you know that you can deal with all of those adverts, okay, so you can stick with the free plan. But if you want to get rid of those adverts, you might need to upgrade to any of the paid plans. All right. Now, how many charts per tab? One chart per tab. Number of sales. Don't worry, we'll talk about all of this, right? But don't let me waste too much of time on this comparison. So you can start from the free plan because that's where everybody usually starts from, right? But I recommend after you get used to the platform and you know how it works, I recommend that you move at least to the pro plan, right? So because the pro plan is going to give you additional features that you will need, which I would also talk about in tonight's webinar, right? I am always on the pro plan, right? And then there are times as well that I need some features. I need to upgrade to the premium plan, right? So how much is the pro plan? How much is the all of these plans, all right? So where is the pricing? Here, good. So the pro plan is just $15 a month, right? Pro plus is $30, and then the premium is $60. But like I said, you can start from the basic. The basic is free for life, all right? And then there's also the option to try each of these premium plans for free for 30 days, okay? So you can try it free for 30 days and see exactly how these premium plans is far better than the free plan. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and then I'm going to log in because I already have an account. So once you click on any of these, you sign up and then you log into your account. So let me just log into my account here. I'm going to sign in. Okay. So you sign in. And then one thing that I would also recommend is if you are using a laptop, I recommend to download the desktop version of TradingView. So TradingView has a desktop version, and I think the desktop version is better for you because it loads faster. With the desktop version, you can set it to automatically load when you load up your system, right? So and even though you are not online, right, the desktop version will still pop up and then you can still do some things offline, right? So that's one of the major benefits of the desktop version, all right? So, but first things first, you want to log in to your account. When you log into your account, you see this page. To go to the terminal, come to product, and then you see Chat Plus. So click on Chat Plus. You'll be redirected to a page where you see all you need to know. Now, by default, your screen is going to be white, not black. All right, so you see something like this. So let me revert everything to default setting. All right, so when you click on Chat Plus, this is what you are going to see. All right, this is what you're going to see. So it's left to you to customize the appearance of your trading view, which we are going to go over shortly. So once you open a trading view account, right, and then you log into your account, the next thing I recommend for you to do is to, structure the appearance properly. Now, you can be very flexible with everything regarding the appearance. You can change the background. Right now, the background is white. You can change the background color to any color that you feel comfortable with. You can change the color of the candlestick. Even if you are on the free plan, you can change the color. All right. So let us start from there. Let us organize our charting platform. All right. Now, personally, white is a bit too bright for me. So I don't feel comfortable trading in an environment where the background is white. All right. So that's why I use a darker color. So to change the appearance of your chart, and then there are some people as well that they don't use green as a color of their bullish candle. Some people use blue. some people use white or black for the color of their bearish candle. You can do everything, you can change everything easily on TradingView. So how do you do that? You come to anywhere on your screen and then you right click. So when you right click, you come to settings. Okay. Settings is the last option that you see. Come to settings. All right. So when you click on settings, you see the appearance tab over here. All right. So click on appearance. Good. So when you click on appearance, you see chart basic styles. Now, the first thing that you're going to see is the background. Okay. And then by default, so it's on solid. So depend on you. Do you want a solid color or you want gradients? Okay. If I choose solid, by default, it's on white. When you click on that box, all right, you see all of the colors available. If your color is not available here, just click on this plus sign and then add your custom color if you know the RGB combination. Okay, but I'll just select. So if you select blue, for example, you can see it will change in real time. All right. If you want to change it to purple, okay, depends on you. Some people use yellow, like so. Okay, but personally, I like to use a shade of black, something like this. I use this color. Okay. So I'm very, very comfortable with this dark color. Even on my phone, on my WhatsApp, I use dark background. Everything is dark. So that's because that's just based on personal preference. All right. So anything that you feel comfortable with is what you use for your background color. Now you can see over here, vertical grid lines and horizontal grid lines. So let me change it to white and explain what I'm talking about. You can see by default, you will see some vertical lines and horizontal line on the white background. All right, so if you want to remove it, so this is where you change the color. So let me change it back to black. All right, and then vertical grid lines, all right. Let me change it to the same color that I'm using. Change to the same color. You can change the opacity, all right? So right now it's like non-existent. So that is that. If you want to add session breaks to your chart, this is what you use to do it. All right, but I don't need it. So if you want to change the color of crosshair, this is where you change the color of your crosshair. So I'll leave it as that. Now you can also add a watermark. So watermark is simply something that will stay on the background of your chart. In this case, the currency pair symbol will show. So when I activate watermark, check out what's going to happen. When I activate watermark, you can see now AUD USD 4H is showing. If I deactivate it, it's going to go off. So if you like it off, you just untick this. If you like it on, you put it there, and then you can actually change the display, the appearance as well. When you click on this, you can change the color, you can change the opacity, you can make it a lot more bolder, you can change the color, maybe to white, right? That depends on you totally. Okay, so let's leave it as that. If you want to use it, you use it. If not, you remove it. Then, of course, you can change the text, default text. Somebody's logging into my TradingView. All right. So over here, if you want to change the color of the text, over here is where you change it. All right. So, but those are the major things that you need to work on, appearance. So the next thing that I want to do is to go to where you change the color of your candlestick. Okay. How do you change the color of the candlestick? Now you come to under the same chart settings, right? Guys, give me a second. Let me log this person out. Give me a second, guys. All right, so let's go ahead, guys. Now, to change the color of the candlestick, you want to click on symbol here at the very top. You see symbol, click on symbol. Over here, you see the color of the candles. So the body, the borders, and then the wick. Okay. So if you want to change the body, all right, you can see this green in my case is for bullish candle, and then this red is for the bearish candle, right? If I want to change the body from green to any color, I select the green. So if I want to use blue, when I select blue, check out, let me zoom this then. You can see that the color has changed to blue. If I do that, you can also change the borders as well to the same color so that that blue is going to ride. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Okay. Now, if you want to change the color of the bearish candle as well, you want to click on the red icon here. So if you want to change it to white or you want to change it to purple, any color you want to change it to, this is where you change the colors. All right. So you make it custom to you. All right. So that's the essence of TradingView. You know, very, 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 very good. So let's just use red over here. This yellow, good. And then you make it just even that way. Also, the wick, if you want the wick to carry the same color or different color, this is how you do it. Or you can even say that you don't want wick on your candlestick and then just remove all the wick. This is where you do the setting here. All right, so to put wick on the candlestick, you have to select it. Now the wicks are showing. You can change the colors to reflect the same color of the body and the borders as well. Okay, so leave everything here as is. Over here is if you want to change the time zone of where you are. So by default, the time zone should be where you are. Okay, but if not, you want to change time zones. So let's go to Lagos time. UTC+1 Lagos. Okay, so that means the time will be showing Lagos time. Okay, and then once you're done with your symbol, with your appearance, right, you want to click on OK. All right, you want to click on OK. So that is how you do the settings. Let me revert to my default setting that I used. Good. So Now we've learned how to change the colors. Now I'm starting from the very basics because that is what you are going to need. Like I said, once you get on the free plan and then you get a hang of how it works, I recommend that you upgrade to at least the pro plan. The pro plan is just $15, and that is around, if you use your bank card, that's around 5,000 to 6,000 naira. Okay, so I like to tell people to consider that as your cost of doing business. Right? Every business, every career has cost. If you have a job now, you have to take yourself from your apartment to your place of work. You spend money on fuel. Okay. Maybe where you are going to work, you buy something on the road. Okay. It's the cost of doing your job. Likewise, trading is also business. Okay. So I don't think $15 a month is so much, okay, to put effort into work and make you a lot of money. Okay, so now that you have your platform set up, let us talk about the different tools, right? How do you use different? Let me go to a neutral chart. Okay, so the first thing is, okay, so let us start by talking about the watch list. All right, so what is a watch list? Let's start from there. All right, creating your watch list. Watch list. So watch lists in the simplest terms is simply categorizing the trades, the currency pairs that you're going to be trading into a particular section. Over here at the right-hand side, you will see a particular watch list over here. So these watch lists are all the pairs, okay, that I'll be looking at or trading. All right, so you can create multiple watch lists, okay, as much as you want, so that you know what you are trading at a particular time. So if you are someone that is trading, maybe you are trading crypto, or you are trading forex pairs, or you are trading exotic pairs, you can have different watch lists for all of those things. So you can be very, very creative and flexible about watch lists. All right. So how do you create watch lists? All right. Over here, you see this plus sign. No, plus sign rather. All right. You see create new list over here. By default, you see a watch list that has been created for you already. All right. So you can actually remove all of those things by default that are there by default and then add your own watch list. So you want to add the currency pairs that you trade regularly onto your watch list, or your watch list can be pairs that you are looking at trading in a particular day or in a particular week. So your watch list can change from day to day or from week to week. So you set exactly how you want to use your watch list. It just makes it easy for you to pick currency pairs that you want to look at or analyze. So how do you do that? You come to this watch list section, you see create new list. All right. So when you click on create new list, you ask for the name. All right. So let's say this watch list is, let's say, just give it a name. You can say my watch list. Okay, my watch list. Or anything you want to use, just put it there. All right. So when you create a watch list, by default, nothing is going to be on your watch list. So you now want to start adding currency pairs to your watch list. So how do you add currency pairs to your watch list? You see this plus sign here, add symbol. So when you click on add symbol, right? So over here on this search bar, you put in the pairs or instruments you want to add. So let's say you want to add GBP USD. You type in GBP USD, okay, and then you select, you just click on GBP USD. You can see GBP USD is now on your watch list, all right? So let's just add a couple of pairs. So if you want to add gold, We add gold. Oops. Add gold. Gold is there now. I want to add Euro USD. Euro USD is there now. I want to add US 30 indices, which is there now. So you can see all of the pairs that I've added is now on my watch list. So whenever I load up my trading view at any point in time, either on my laptop or either on my iPad or my mobile phone, right, I'm going to see this watch list here. Now, TradingView, like I said, has a desktop app. They also have an app that is on iOS Store and on Google Play Store. So you can actually download the app on your phone. I recommend it, right? It's very, very helpful to use the app rather than the web version. So use the app for PC, the app for iPad, and then the app for mobile as well. So you get more utility with the app. Okay, so moving on, guys. So now that you've set your watch list, right? Like I said, it helps you know the pairs that you want to trade. You can remove at any point in time. To remove, you see this X sign. To remove anyone. So if I want to remove, I click on the X, I remove. I can add as much as I want. I can rearrange. So I can move this GBP USD under gold. To do that, I just click and then I drag below. All right. Quite flexible. Okay. Quite flexible. So now let's move on to the tools. Now that you've created a watch list, now you are set to start analyzing the chart, right? For 10 trade clients, the major reason why you'll be using TradingView is not to enter trades. You are simply coming on TradingView for analysis, right? To check out what's going on the market, to check out the next move, right? Charting and analytics measures. So when you see a good setup on TradingView, you now later need to go to your MT5 and actually place a buy or sell trade. So you will be analyzing on TradingView. When you see a good entry, when you see a setup, you need to go to your MT5 and then place a buy or sell trade. Okay. Now, next thing we talk about is using the tools. Now, on this left-hand side is where you have all the tools to use on your chart, okay? And TradingView is quite, intuitive, right? It is user-friendly. Once you just take your time, come to the platform, and then decide to just play around, under a few minutes, you get the hang of, what these tools do. So if you spend like 2 to 3 minutes on each of these tabs, you know exactly what they do, right? It's as simple as that. So now, let's start from the very top. Now, this tool, when you also place the cursor on each of these tools, right, they would also give you the name of those tools. So this first one, when you click on it, we have the cross, you have the dots, you have the arrow, and then you have the eraser. So when you click on cross, right, you can see that cross is showing. That means when you take what's it called, the cursor around the charts, you know exactly where price is. So basically, the cross just helps you highlight price points in the market. For example, where the cross is right now, you can see that price is at 1927. Okay, so that's what the cross will do for you. So if you want to know the price of where a particular where price is, just come to cross. It gives you the exact figure. Okay, or you can use, if you want to check out dots, what is dots? All right, so still the same thing. All right, still the same thing. So dot just makes it a bit bold, kind of. All right. arrow. Yeah, so arrow does the same thing. So preference really. So what makes sense to you is what you use. So I prefer cross. Then over here, the next two is what you have. These are the trend line tools. So this first one, trend line, is if you want to draw a trend line. So for example, you see, so this is an example of a trend line tool of a trend. So you can see this. So if you want to draw like a trend line, for example, you just come select the trend line tool, and then from the point where you want to start it, click on it, and then you drag it. Okay, that is a trend line tool. All right, so over here is where you get it done. Okay, give me a second. Good. So that is it. Next thing that we talk about. So there are quite a lot of tools over here, but you won't necessarily be needing everything, right? So as you progress in your trading journey, some trading strategies that you might be using will require that you use some tools. Some trading strategies will not require that you use on tools. Okay, so I recommend that only use the tools that apply to you. But I'll just mention basic tools that I think you should be using that will help you with your analysis, right? You want to have this trendline tool, right? To use. Now, at the front of this trendline tool, you see a star sign here. And that means that you want to add to favorites. When you start any particular tool, right, you will see this tab here pop up, this tab. Okay, a tab that has a shortcut to all of the tools that you normally use, so that rather than having to go through these places and start looking for all of these tools one by one, right? Adding to favorites will create a shortcut for you, and then that shortcut will be displayed on your screen somewhere, and then you can of course move it around. All right, so let's do that again. So if I, oops, in a second. So when I go back to trend line tool, if I remove it, so right now, my trend line tool is here. Now let me annotate that for you. This is the trend line tool right here, because I've added it to favorites. Now, if I come back here and then I remove it, you see that it's going to disappear. You can see. When I put it back, it's there, disappear. All right. And something about adding to favorites that you can move it up and down. So let me bring that back. So this is my trend line tool now. When I click on it, so let's say I want it to be the first tool. So you can just click and drag. So I've dragged it to the very beginning. So now my trend line tool is now the first tool. So you can be very, very creative as to the position of your favorite tools. And then the whole shortcut as well, you can drag it anywhere you want to drag it. So you can see, just click on this, on the extreme, okay? And then you see the hand, that means you cannot drag it. So I like to put it below here. But you might like to put it at the top, but I prefer somewhere below here. Okay, so whatever works for you is what you do. So another tool that I want you to add to your favorite tools, okay, is the arrow. So arrow tool. I've not selected it. Arrow tool. So arrow. Hold on. So when you use the arrow tool, you can, so just like this trend line, you can also use it, for example, from here. I can start from here and then you drag it as well. All right. So for me, I use the arrow tool when I'm trying to, pinpoint something on the chart, maybe for somebody. Okay, so just like this. So let's say I want to map out how price moved from point A to point B. All right, I use the arrow tool. All right, so I use it for emphasis purposes only, not because I cannot use the trend line. All right, but usually when I'm analyzing the charts and then teaching somebody something, I like to use the arrow tool. All right, so it comes in very, very handy. Or maybe I want to use it to identify how price moved from entry to possible take profit. All right, so you should also have this arrow tool on your favorite. Okay, now the next tool you want to have on your favorite, still under this trendline tool, right? Well, I don't know if you need Ray. All right, you want to have horizontal line on your favorite. So horizontal line is to draw horizontal lines on your chart. So maybe you want to highlight a support or resistance zone or a supply and demand zone, right? You can use horizontal. Okay, so let me delete everything here. So let's say you want to highlight this resistance zone or this supply zone at the top here. You can use your horizontal line to mark it. So to mark that zone. So when you click on it, to mark that zone. All right. So that's where it comes in handy. And then for all of these tools that you're using, you can also change the color. So by default, the horizontal line is not white and it's not as thick as this. So in order for you to change the color of any tool that you are using, just double click on it. You see this dialog box here. You see style, text, coordinates, and visibility, right? So under style is where you select the color. So if I want to change it from white to any color, I just select this over here. If I change it to this yellow, you can see it has changed. You can change to this, all right? Or you change to something like this, all right? So whatever works for you is what you do, all right? But I like, because I'm using a dark background, it makes sense for me to use white for this. So that's why I do it as white, right? Because your background will determine what you use at the end of the day, all right? So I think for horizontal, that's the major thing that you need under text. This is possibly if you want to write a text on the horizontal line. So if you select this text, all right, and then let's type in hello. Okay, so you can see the hello. You can also change the color to white. You can make it bold or change the font size. Now under text alignment, which is where do you want to put the text? Is it above the horizontal line or below the horizontal line? Okay, so text alignment, you have top, bottom, middle. Okay, so over now is bottom. If I change it to top, you see that it has moved to the top of the line. All right, so, or if you want it to be at the middle, all right, so that depends on you totally. Text alignment, center, left, or right. So that's left, okay, that's right. So let's do center, okay? So that's what I'm about. You don't really need it, so just untick this. Coordinates. Coordinates means that, you know, if you want this horizontal line to be at an exact price, so this is where you fit the coordinates. So if I want this to be at 2,000, you see how it's going to move up now. You can see that's moved up, but I can drag it to any zone by myself. So you want your horizontal line on your favorite as well. It's going to come in handy. Okay. So which other do you need on your favorite bar? You might want to have horizontal ray as well. So when I select horizontal ray, it's very, very similar to horizontal line. But for the horizontal ray, the line is going to start where I put the cursor. So if I put the cursor is here, you can see when I use the ray, you can see it starts from here. Unlike the horizontal line that will start from the extreme to the far extreme. For ray, right? If I don't want it to start from here, okay, I'll use ray. And this is ray, and I put it like this. So because I'm not concerned with whatever is in the back, I'm only concerned about here. So that's when you can use ray. So you do this, and then I'm good. All right. Let me know if I'm communicating. If you are following, please type in yes in the chat box. If you are following, so far so good, please type in yes. If you are not following what we are doing, please type in no, and I'll probably come again. But let me know if we are on the same page. Type in yes in the chat box if we are together. All right. Okay, Chuku and wisdom. Thank you. Good. So let us go ahead. Sunday. Good. So which other tool do you need next? So the other tool that you need is the vertical line. The vertical line also works like horizontal line. So let's say you want to identify a particular price point. So vertical line, when I select vertical line, you just put it anywhere you want to put on the chart. So maybe let's say here, you can see mine is yellow. You can drag it anywhere. You can put in multiple vertical lines, right? To highlight, maybe you want to use it to highlight, when a particular move started or when a particular session started. All right. So it depends on what you are trying to achieve actually. So these tools will help you, do proper analysis. Okay. Good. And then you can also change the color, okay, to any color that you want, right? You can make the line thick. So to make the line thick, you select this, right? You see the thickness. So under opacity, you see thickness. You can make it light or extremely thick or medium. So it depends on what you want to do. All right. Good. And then click on OK. So as long as by default, any settings that you make with the color, the lines, thickness is going to remain. So the next time you open your trading view is the same setting that you have done that will be there. So nothing is going to change. All right. Good. So which other tool do you need to add to your favorites? All right. So I think that's about that. Right. Under this first one. Now, under this second one, what do we have? Right. We have, this is the Fibonacci tools right here. You can see it's Gann and Fibonacci tool. So if you're a trader that is very much into Fibonacci, right, this is where you see the Fibonacci tools. So when you come here, there's an arrow here that'll give you access to all of the tools under this category. So when I click on it, you can see all of the tools. You have from fib retracement to fib wedge to fib spiral to a pitch fan. Of course, it's not everything that you will need. Personally, I don't even know how to use most of these tools in this category, right? The only thing I use in this category is the Fibonacci retracement. And then sometimes I use trend-based fib extension as well. But everybody here will need fib retracement too. So when you click on fib retracement too, of course, this is not a class to show you how to use Fibonacci, right? So just to show you. So when you click on the Fibonacci over here, so if you use Fibs, okay, so this is Fibonacci over here. And if you want to set your zones, your retracement zones, and then your extension zones, right? This is where you set all of the pricing, right? You can also change the color. The color means the line. So I had changed my colors. Okay, I made it custom to what I like. So over here is where you do this. So let's say I want to change the color of my 50% and 61.8 to yellow. So I come here, my 0.5, I'll change it from white to yellow, you can see, and then 0.382 as well, I change it from white to yellow. So you can be very, very creative and custom. Okay, so I change the colors of mine because I understand the importance of each of these zones and they mean something to me. All right, so that's why I use different colors to separate them. For example, these zones, for me, when I'm using my Fibonacci, these two zones, right? If you study Fibonacci, they are called the golden zone. So the golden zones are zones where you want to look for entries, right? So that's why I use the same color for this. From 0.236 to these are zones where you want to, exit the market or put your stop loss. That's why I'm using red for the colors, right? 1.272 and 1.618, these ones are my exits for take profit. So that's why I use green and blue. So this first one is my first take profit. 1.618 is my second take profit. So that's why I use different colors for that. So you might not need to change the colors if they don't mean a whole lot to you. But if you want to change the color, you come here, you select it, and then you change the colors here. All right. By default, your Fibonacci on TradingView is going to have a background like this. If you like this background, you leave it as so. But I don't like background, so I just untick that background and then it is off. All right. So you can just come here and then play with all of this and know exactly how it looks. If you want to remove this trend line that is showing from 0 to 1, this is where you remove it. You can change the color as well. Okay, so that depends largely on you. Your default. So that is Fibonacci. You should definitely also add it to your favorite tools, to the shortcut, so that whenever you want to use it, it's going to come in. It's going to come in handy. Okay. So that's Fibonacci. So I would say under Gann and Fibonacci tools, right? That is the only thing that you really want to have right now, except you are somebody that trades, geometry 100%. So if you are someone that trades geometry, you trade possible Elliott waves, pitchforks, you can explore all of these tools. But personally, I don't know how to use them. So I wouldn't go through it because I don't use it. Okay. So if you want to learn how to use them as well, you can of course just come here and then click on it to see exactly how these things work. And then also you want to read up on them online as well, how to effectively use them. Okay, when you have the time. Okay, so we are done with Gann and Fibonacci tools. Over here, you have the third option or fourth option. You have geometric shapes. When you click on geometric shapes, you see the brush, highlighter, rectangle, circle, ellipse. All right. So the brush, definitely you want to have the brush on your favorite tab. Okay. So when I click on the brush, how is the brush important to me? Also, when I'm trying to highlight something, maybe teaching somebody something, or I want to quickly mark up some points in the market. So this is what brush will do. So let's say you can quickly circle some points. Brush can do everything, but in a manual way. Okay, I can use brush to maybe draw a quick trend line. I can use brush to identify something. I can use brush to draw horizontal line, even though it won't be straight. I can use brush to draw a vertical line. I can use brush to write a text. Okay, hello. All right, so depends on what you want to do. You use a brush for it. And you can change the color of the brush as well over here. When it comes to settings, you can see you change it from white to any color. You can change how thick it is and the opacity as well. Okay, if you want to have a background, you do that. All right, so if you want to brush out background, you do that. So how you want your brush to appear is left to you. So you want your brush to be on your favorite tab. Okay, very, very important. All right, so what next? The next thing under geometric shapes that you want to be on your favorite tab is the rectangle. This is pretty much the tool that I use the most, the rectangle tool, the rectangle. So when I click on rectangle, I use rectangle to mark out zones like a demand zone or supply zone, or in your case, maybe a support zone or a resistance zone. Okay, so let's say I want to highlight this zone. Now I want to draw it out. Okay, I can use my rectangle tool, all right, and then draw it, and then I mark it out like so. So once I identify this zone, I know exactly what I'm looking for. Maybe I'm waiting for price to retrace into this zone before I start selling. All right, so zones help you to capture, rectangle rather helps you to capture zones that you have interest. It helps you to capture points of interest or a particular zone of interest. All right, so, and for rectangle, again, you can see you can change the color as you like. Okay, if you want to change this to white or any color, you can do that. All right, so it depends on what you want to do. I like this, and the opacity going to reduce it. All right, so rectangle it's a must that you should have it on your favorite. Okay, very, very important. All right, so the next tool that we'll talk about is the ellipse. So ellipse is not actually very, very important, but I'll just show you because I also use it. So when you click on ellipse, ellipse is your normal ellipse. Okay, it's the shape, geometry. So let's say I want to just identify a point market. So usually the only time that I use ellipse is if I'm trying to just mark out a zone in a more structured or fancy way. So I could easily use a brush, for example, to do something like this. Okay, but with an ellipse, I can do it, in a fancy way and draw a diagonal here. Okay, it's more fancy, it's more structured, and looks professional. So that's what I use ellipse for. I don't know if there's another use for ellipse, but I just use it. So maybe you want to mark out all of these zones from here to here, for example. Okay, maybe you want to highlight, maybe you want to do a back test, and then you only want to check out what is going on in this zone. You can use your ellipse to highlight that zone. All right, so you can be very, very creative with all of these geometric shapes and then use it for whatever you want to use it for. So as you start, using TradingView, and then maybe you want to do some things, all of these tools will come in place. So by default, it will start occurring to you what you can use it for. And everything you use it for will depend on your own style of trading. Okay, so you can have it on your favorite tab as well. Another thing that you can have on your favorite tab is the path, right? I use this also quite a lot. So path helps you to identify, moves. So let me show you what a path looks like. So if I select the path, I can easily do something like this. So a path keeps going. I can keep moving price. So usually I do this when I'm doing markups or I'm trying to explain something. All right. So unlike your normal arrow. So for arrow, when you select arrow, you can only move it once, right? To use arrow again, you need to go and select arrow again to use it. So, but if you select path, you can keep using it. You don't have to select it again. It just keeps going. So it makes your work a bit faster. So that's what path is for. You can use paths to just highlight what is going on the chart to like make it a bit clear to you, visible to your eye. So there are times that the chart might be very, very confusing. So to make it a bit clearer, you can use the path. So path will make you, so you identify the highs and the lows, okay, of price. So it makes what's going on in the market, okay, a bit clear to you. So this is a clear uptrend, right? Good. So that is what path is used for in a nutshell. So you want to have path on your favorite tab. So how do you do that? Remember, you just need to select this star sign to put it on your favorite, right? So which other one do you need? If you're someone that you trade triangles, you can use it, but I wouldn't really delve into that, except you are big on geometry. Okay, good. So now that we have that, next tools is the annotation tools. Annotation tools, where you have the T. So annotation tools also gives you a variety of resources, okay, from text to notes to signposts, anchored notes, a whole lot. All right. So my recommendation to you guys is to find the time, and then you want to play with all of these tools, right? Remember, it's free. Now, the free plan of TradingView, you have access to all of the tools. There is no tool on the free plan, on the premium plan, that is not on the free plan. All right. So take your time out, because there are some tools that might be important to you based on your strategy that is important to me. So I don't want to give you a particular tool set to use. So that's why you need to also check them out by yourself. Okay. So just click on any tool at all, put it on the chart to know exactly how to use it, what is going on. If it makes sense to you, and then you feel that you use it, that you may be using it frequently, you now put it to your favorite tab. Okay. So because of time, don't let me draw too much on this. So I recommend that you go through this, but definitely you want to add this text to your favorites. How do you use text? So text is useful when you are doing an analysis and then you want to make comments on that particular analysis so that you don't forget what you are doing, or so that you remember what you are waiting for on the chart. So let's say I have a zone here, for example, okay? And maybe I don't want to forget why I put this rectangle here, right? I can use the text and put it here and say, okay, this is a supply zone, okay? Look for sell. So when I come to my chart at any point in time, I know that, okay, this is a supply zone, and then what I'm looking for is a sell. So you can either use a text to do that, or I also use a call out. So call out is also very, very beautiful. When you use a call out from that rectangle now, I do a call out like so. and then I write it. Okay, I write this is a supply. So this gives you option to really flex supply. Okay, when price retraces here, I want to see liquidity grab for looking for an entry. So it helps you note down your thoughts, jot down what you are doing so that you don't forget, because you might get carried away with other currency pairs that you're looking at. So on every pair, you can quickly document what you're waiting for, and then you can move it anywhere, either below or in front, you know. So this is a must tool as well that you should have. So you want to have this call out option and then the text as well. Very, very important. All right. So which other important thing do you need on this in this category? All right. So I don't use any other thing. All right. So anchor text, don't let me talk about that. You don't really need it. All right. You don't really need it. So the next one is the pattern. So for somebody that trades Elliott wave or you trade harmonic patterns, okay, so this is where you come to select. So there's an harmonic pattern called the XABC pattern. So to draw it, okay, you just do it. So that gives you all of the, okay. All right. So that's if you are into harmonic patterns. All right. Into harmonic patterns. So I won't draw too much on that. So these are patterns that are already ready-made patterns. You just use this to mark out the different points to connect the dots on that pattern, right? If you trade heads and shoulders, for example, right, you use to just mark out left shoulder, okay, the head, all right, and then right shoulder. Oops, so that went off. Let's try that again. Left shoulder, head, and then the right shoulder. All right. So that's for people that trade heads and shoulder. You can use it to identify the left shoulder and right shoulder on that pattern. Okay. So if this is something that you trade, you just come here and favorite it so that when next you want to use it, you see it. But I don't use it, so I leave it. So for people that trade Elliott's waves, impulse wave and triangle wave, you use all of these things. Okay. I hope this makes sense to you so far, guys. All right. So these are basic things that you need to know. And then very, very importantly, I have to speak about this measure tool over here. This measure tool. So this measure tool is for people that want to measure pip movement, pips. So let's say you want to measure how price has moved from point A over here to point B over here. All right. So you use this measure tool. So you click on, you click on it and drag from here to here. All right. So this will give you the value. All right. Let me use normal currency pair and don't confuse you for people that don't trade gold. So from point A here to point B, if I want to measure how far price has moved in pips, I click on this measure, this ruler icon here. It's called measure to measure pips. So from here to here, you can see this is 86.8 pips. 86.8 pips. It also gives you the difference. Okay, 86.8 pips. That's what this ruler icon is used for. All right. So over here, the next one, you see this sign, this search icon with the plus in between. Zoom in. So that's if you want to zoom in, select it to zoom in a particular zone. All right. If I so let's so if I want to zoom in into what's going on, just this area, for example, I can easily use this zoom in, and then I use it to select the zone I want to zoom into. So now I can see everything easily. All right. Or by default, you can zoom in and zoom out with this tool right here. There's a tool, this tool. All right. You see the plus, you see a plus sign, negative sign. You see forward, back, and then this. So you see, this is reset chart view. This is scroll to the right. This is scroll to the left. This is zoom in, and then this is zoom out. All right, so they all have their place. So let's talk about that real quick. So if I want to zoom out, I click on this. So I'm zooming out. All right, so I'm like looking at everything with an eagle eye. All right, zoom out. So this will help you know what has gone on previously. All right, if you want to reset easily, so if you want to go to the current market price, where price is right now, this reset chart view is what you should use. So when you click on it, it will take you to where price is right now, and then it will take you to real-time market price. Okay, so which other important thing do you need to know over here? So let's say you've done a lot of markups on your chart. Maybe you have a rectangle somewhere. Okay, maybe you have a path somewhere like so, and then you want to maybe delete any of these things. Maybe you've like had so many. You've had so many, and then so let me show you something real quick. Now, when you start doing markups on your chart, and then maybe you want to move your chart somehow, there's some kind of restrictions that you face. Moving it, you can't move it like this. So let me do something now. You can't really move it like this. All right. How do you make your chart a bit more flexible? What you do is you need to, on this right-hand side, where the pricing is, right? Just use your, click on it and then just drag it down a bit. Drag it down or drag it up. That will free up your chart. And then you can now start moving your charts, you know, as fast or as flexible as you want it to move. Okay. Bless said, I jumped one. Yes, I did, because I want you to check out other things by yourself, right? Because other ones here. So next one is prediction and measurement tools. So I skipped. If you want to delete things, delete tools, you can click on each of the things that you've done. Once you click on it, you see the bin icon, this recycle bin. When you click on it, it's going to remove that tool. So there are times that you would have a lot of analysis or tools on your screen, and possibly maybe you want to delete everything. To delete everything on your charts, there is a tool here. This bin tool, the last one, remove object. When you click on it, you see three options. Remove three drawings. That's, you have three drawings on your chart. Okay, you remove everything and then it's gone. All right, so this tool, we have a prediction and measurement tool also over here. Okay, so for starters, I recommend you only want to have these two on your favorite tab. long position and then short position. So let's say you are doing your analysis and then you found a zone where you want to take entry, and then you want to know your risk to reward. So let's say I'm waiting for price to come back here. Okay, so I want price to come back here to reverse into the zone. When price gets into the zone, I want to look for sells, right? So this prediction and measurement tools can easily help you do your risk to reward. When you click on it, for shorts, if you want to sell, you use the short position. So when I click on short position, okay, where you want to take entry, you put it there. All right, so the red box is your stop loss, the green box is your take profit. So it helps you know, okay, this is where my stop loss is, it's a stop loss, and then you want to take exit your TP here. So if this is your entry parameters, you know that, okay, it has told you that your risk to reward ratio is 7.56. So you know how much you are risking. You are risking 51 pips over here to make 385 pips. Okay, so that is where this comes in handy. All right, so you can also leave it there. So once you have taken entry, in order to know where you want to exit, you can just leave it there. That is if you are interested in using it. Okay, it also helps you for, you know, back testing purposes to know risk to reward of trades that happened in the past. Okay, now on the flip side, for a buy scenario, so let's say you're expecting price to come down here. You want price to come back down. When price gets down here, you want to look for buys. Okay, so you can use the position to do your markup. So you select a long position. Long is buy, right? When you select a long position and then you put it where your entry is, you set your stop loss to price points and then your take profit to the price point. And then that will give you your risk. So your risk reward is 7.86. So you can actually also be very, very creative with the color. So if your color is blue, you can change it to blue. You can change it to any color you want it to be. Okay, so it depends on what you want to use. All right, so that depends on you. All right, you can put the price labels. You can always show stats. All right. So hope that makes sense, guys. So that's that about prediction too. So you also want to add this to your favorite tab. As you can see, it's on mine. So once you start adding everything to your favorite tab, your favorite tab will start getting populated. But I recommend only put what you use a lot of times on your favorite tab. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, the next thing that I think you should have on your charts is, we talked about this. I don't really, if you need icons, over here is where you use icons. So depending on you, maybe you want to identify liquidity with an icon, you put an icon there. Okay, so this is up to you. If you want to use a sign to signify something, you can change the colors as you want. All right, so this is not really, so this is just for symbolic purposes. So it depends on what you want to do. Okay, you can also have emojis as well. All right, so however you want to express yourself, you do it. It's there. Okay, good. So let us jump to more important aspect. Now we've talked about the major tools that you need. Now, if you want to add an indicator, how do you add an indicator? You want to come to this icon over here. Right? you see an icon, excuse me, over here, the one that has the histogram and then a trend on top. Give me a second. Okay, so that is where you go to select indicator. So when I click on its indicators, metrics, and strategies. So over here, based on the indicator that you want to use, you just come here and then you search for indicators, right? You can also see some categories here. So for technicals, you see all the indicators. For financials, you see them. Okay, for scripts, people in the TradingView community has created, either they are free or paid. You see them here. All right. So let's just search for an indicator called, a popular one called stochastic. So when you click on stochastic, right, it will show you all the indicators related to stochastic. So depend on what you want. So if you select stochastic, it will show on your chart immediately. You can see this is stochastic. And then to do your settings of stochastic, when you put your cursor over it, you see this wheel icon here, settings. Click on settings, you change your length, smoothing to what your strategy says you should do. Okay, so that's how you do that. If you want the indicator to be invisible, the first one here says hide. So when you click on hide, okay, your indicator will not show again. So that is for possibly privacy purposes, or you just want to have a clean chart, right? Or if you don't want to hide your indicator and you just want to make it go away, just double click on an empty space on your chart. When you double click on it, you can see all your indicator has gone off. When you click on it again, it will come back. Okay, so that's how you can hide indicators and unhide indicators that are on the screen. So if you want to add a moving average, for example, add moving average. Yeah, moving average. Okay. So you want to add moving average exponential. The same way you do your settings, immediately you add an indicator to your chart, it's going to show on your screen, right? And then you can change the colors as well. So this is showing blue, right? This is the indicator EMA, this one. On to settings, under inputs, you see the length. You can change it to what you want to change it to, source, close or open, whatever your strategy says you should do, you do it. Style, you can change. Here, you change the color. All right, change to white. You can make the line thicker. All right, whatever you want to use it, and then you click on OK. All right, so pretty much, if you know indicator that you're looking for, you come here, you click on indicators, you search for the indicators that you want to use, and then you are good. Make sense? All right. So let me talk about how you can backtest. How can you backtest with TradingView? Okay, so this particular option is only available to the paid subscribers. So on the free plan, so there's a tool here called it's called the bar replay tool. Okay, bar replay tool at the top here. Hold on, this one. Give me a second. This one. This is the bar replay tool. Okay. Now, this is very, very useful. If I want to create an environment that looks like a live environment in the past. So as a matter of fact, let's say I want to backtest my strategy as to how market played out last week. I can use this bar replay. So I'm going to replay the market. So let me just show you how this is done real quick. So, and let me just recommend every forex trader should be backtesting every weekend. Okay, so your weekend should be for backtesting. Okay, so now when I click on bar replay, let me go to daily chart. Okay, and then I click on the bar replay. So you can see these two. So I can actually cut market to wherever I want it to be. And then underneath, you see the date. So right now, if I say price should be here, that means I want to reverse the market to go to Thursday, 27th of October, 2022. Okay, so when I click on that, you can see I'm now on that particular day, October 26th. So if I go to like a lower time frame now, for example, I can see what price is doing, and I'll see how price is playing out. How do I see how price is playing out? All right, over here, you see some tools here. Let me highlight that for us. You see these tools here. This is how you control the price that is printing, that'll be printing. All right, so you can see here you have replace speed, here jump to real-time charts, here to move the candlestick forward, here to play, here backward. So if I click on play, you see that price is printing. So it's like a simulation of the live market, but it's not indeed a live market. It is what has happened in the past. So this will help you really do your backtesting properly, okay, to know how price reacted according to your strategy. So if you want this to be faster, you come to the replay speed, say 10x. Click on 10x to start printing very, very fast. Okay, you can pause it, you can go back, jump to back, you can start from anywhere, or you can let it play forward manually. When you click on this, it's going, so you are the one controlling how fast it is printing. Or when you are done with it, you click on this last one, which is jump to real-time chart. So it's going to end it. And then you click on the X sign to remove. Then reset chart view. You're good to go. You're good to go. So which other aspect do we need to talk about real quick? So that's why I recommend that if you want to have a good experience with TradingView and have access to all of the major tools, you need to upgrade at the end of the day, because this bar replay function is not available to you on the free plan. Likewise, on the free plan, you can only add a maximum of 3 indicators on your chart. So if you're someone that uses a lot of indicators, you are limited to 3 indicators on your chart on the free plan. But on the pro plan, you can use up to 5 indicators. On the Pro Plus plan, I think 10 indicators, and then on the premium plan, maybe about 20 indicators on your chart. All right. So let's go to the next thing that you might also be needing to use, and it is the concept of alerts, adding alerts on your chart. Now, every forex trader at a point in time needs to set alerts, because you might be waiting for price to get to a particular zone in the market, so that you don't miss it when price gets to that point. You want to set an alert. Now, TradingView allows you to set an alert, and when you set an alert with TradingView, it is going to ring like a phone call. It will ring on your, if you are on your laptop and then your laptop is on, it will ring. So you have different ringtones that you can set. So it will ring, it will send you, you receive an email. You receive an email to the mail that you registered your TradingView with. And then if you also have TradingView installed on your mobile phone, you'll receive a push notification on your mobile phone as well. So 3 different avenues from TradingView to ensure that you don't miss a notification. So let's say over here, you want to be alerted when price takes out this high, for example. All right, so maybe you want to know when price gets here. You can set an alert here. So how do you do that? At the point where you want to set an alert, so over your cursor, this cross, put it right. Okay, so over your cursor here, and then what you want to do is you want to right click. So when you right click, okay, the fourth option, you see add alert. So click on add alert. So you see this. All right. So there are different ways that you can add alerts actually, but I do not want to really give us too much right now, because you can add alerts for a lot of things. You can add alerts for when price gets to a particular zone in the market. You can, for people that trade with indicators, you can add an alert when a particular indicator gets to a particular zone. You can add an alert for when an indicator maybe crosses each other. You can do all of that. So for today, I only talk about the basic alert, all right? Because that's what majority of us need, right? For basic alert, so when price gets to this point, you want to be alerted. So leave this as default. You can see the condition for this alert is on this pair, right? It is on GPUSD crossing. You can see there are different things that you can use for basic. When this pair crosses the value of this, okay, next thing is the trigger. Okay, so only once, and then you can give your alerts a name. Okay, maybe I want to give it, let's say, liquidity. So you don't have to give it a name, but if you're having different alert that you are setting, you might want to give your alert a name. Okay. Also, this message is a message that will pop up in your email or on your push notification. So you can add exactly what you want to do so that you don't forget why you set the alert. You can put a message there. Okay. I am looking to sell when price breaks. So, okay. So next thing I want to do is the notifications here. For notification, you click on notifications. You can see 3 ways that you notify on app. Right. So this is if you are on your phone or on your what's it called, desktop app as well. Show pop-up on your web as well, and then also send email. So if you are some sort of a programmer, you can use webhook and do what you want to do. I don't know how to use webhook. I use just these 3. Okay. And next thing is to play sound. Sound is the notification. So over here is where you can set the ringtone. So over here, when you click on thing, play it, it will play. All right. Okay. So I use calling. Right. And then minute is how long do you want the sound to ring before it stops. Okay, is it once or you want it to do for 5 seconds? But I chose a minute because there are times that maybe I get busy and I don't hear it on time. So when I put 1 minute, it will keep ringing for a minute, and then I'm going to stop it manually. Okay, so once I'm done with installation, click on create. When I click on create, the color is not going to change from gray to yellow. That means it's now active. So next time our price gets here, you'll be notified. So you can as well move it up and down. So if I move it here, for example, let's what price we do, then click on save, such that you can see when price gets to this zone, you'll be notified. All right, so hopefully, let's say price will break. Let me bring it down a bit. When next price breaks this zone, you see how you get notified. Okay, so the next thing that I want to look at, you can see now. Good. So the alert has triggered. You can see how it has triggered. So it will show on your desktop just like this. And then click on OK to stop it. All right. So when you check your email, you would also see you get an email from TradingView that your alert is not active. So it just puts you in the mood to start trading. So you know that price has entered your point of interest. So that you don't keep checking the charts every single time. So alerts only helps you to check the charts when you need to be on the charts. Okay. So pretty much the next thing you want to know is, so let's just talk about the different time frames. At the top here, you have all the time frames. So by default, you won't have more than 1 or 2 time frames at the top here. Okay, by default. All right. So you are going to see maybe 1 or 2. But because I trade with a lot of time frames, so when you click on this arrow icon here, this drop down, right? I can favorite time frame that I use a whole lot, so that easily I can select it from here. So when I favorite 2 hours, favorite 3 hours, right? Everything is going to show here. So I can easily click on the time frame over here and to get displayed on the chart. So you also want to put time frames that you use most of the time here. So let me just make it a bit streamlined. Okay, I don't use this, I don't use this. Yeah, so good to go. So let me know if you have any questions in the chat box. What particular activity would you like to know how to do with TradingView? So I think I'm done with the major things that needs to be taught. All right. So the thing that you now need to do on your own now is to log into your TradingView and start trying out all of these tools. Try out all of these tools, and then you're good to go. So let me talk about another thing. So let's say you have analyzed the market, and then maybe you want to share your analysis with your trading community. How do you do it in a very professional manner? So let's say, you are looking to sell in a particular zone like this. You can actually share a screenshot of your chart to maybe a friend or to a Telegram group. How do you do that? You can see there is on your far right, you see this camera icon, your top right, beside publish. You see camera icon. Okay, take a snapshot. Click on take a snapshot. Then you have different options. You can copy this chart image. You can copy it. If you copy it directly, you can paste it directly into a Telegram channel or into a WhatsApp group or wherever you want to paste it to. Okay, copy link to chat image. You can copy this link. When you send a link to anybody, either on Telegram or WhatsApp, and anybody clicks on that link, they'll be taken to your analysis. So let me open a new tab. And then I'm going to paste this particular link on the tab. So when I paste it, all right, you see that that link will take people to your analysis, to your chat. So this is one way that you can share your setup with friends and your trading community, right? It comes in very, 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 very handy. Okay, good. So any questions so far, guys? Any questions so far? Basi, Blessed, Akpabio, Wisdom, Solomon, Samuel, Okechukwu, Sunday, Atawadi, Sunday, Patrick. Any questions so far before we call it a night? Any questions? Any questions? Any particular thing that you would like to learn about TradingView? Or if you've been on TradingView before and then you've been using a particular feature that you need clarification on, you can just let me know and then I'll do my best to clarify for you. All right. So TradingView is actually very, very robust. All right. So as we keep doing these sessions, we'll talk about a lot more things. TradingView also has a social community where you can share your trading ideas to everybody else on TradingView. You can even have some sort of a premium signal platform on your TradingView account as well. You can create an indicator from your TradingView dashboard. All right, so, but all of that are quite advanced. Okay, it's for people that have already been exposed to TradingView. So I don't want to bother us on too many advanced features. All right, but you can just play with it. So when you are done with this left-hand side, okay, so this left-hand side is like the basics. When you're done left-hand side, you can now graduate to this right-hand side here. So this will give you a lot more information on, you know, the social aspects of TradingView. Okay. So Blessed is asking how to add a broker account. So right now, 10Trade is not on TradingView right now. So sometime in the future, right, 10Trade will be on TradingView. So you'll be able to trade directly on this from TradingView. But right now, in fact, majority of brokers are not on TradingView. All right, so maybe TradingView's terms and conditions are not very, very interesting. All right, but sometime in the future, 10Trade is going to be on TradingView, and then you can add your account to TradingView and then take trades directly from TradingView. So right now, what you want to do is you want to use TradingView for analysis purposes. And then when you see an entry, you want to go to your MT5 and place a buy or sell order. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Bless that part. So guys, take your time and please go through these platforms. Go through this platform, play with everything. It's free. You cannot press spoil, right? If you press spoil, just reset your charts. You are back to default. All right. So you want to know exactly how everything works. Even things that I did not tell you, once you check it out yourself, you find out more things on your own. After multiple trials, you figure out how to use everything. Okay. Solomon, you are drawing on the screen. Yes, so you can use that tool as well. So play with everything and then figure out exactly what you like to use. Is that clear, guys? Any more questions before we go to night? We've been here for almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. Samuel, do you want to, should I unmute you? Do you want to speak? Because you're drawing on chat. I don't know if you're trying to tell me something. So if you want to speak, just unmute yourself right now and then ask your question or speak. We can hear you, Samuel.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm actually new to it actually, but I've been doing it ignorantly before and I stopped.
Okay.
What I really want to know about is the timing up here. Which one is more preferable? As in, I'm talking about the 5 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Which one is more preferable for a trader that is just starting now to be using?
Okay. All right. There's no preferable time frame. What you use will depend on your trading plan, will depend on your strategy. All right. So the first thing that you need to figure out is to have a trading plan and then a trading strategy. So it is that plan that will let you know the time frames that you should be trading on. So because there are some people that only trade on 1 minute. There are some people that they can only trade on 4 hours. So different strokes for different folks. There's no ideal time frame that you should be trading in. So it depends on how you view the market, your perspective, your strategy, and then your goals. Because there are some traders are scalpers, some are intraday traders, and then some are swing traders. So these people use different time frames. So you are the one that will decide the time frame that you want to use, and then you stick with it. Okay. So Samuel, you want to start from developing a trading strategy. So your trading strategy will dictate to you the time frame that you should be using. Okay. So Blessed, yes, this class is recorded and it will be dropped in the group tomorrow morning on the WhatsApp group and Telegram group. Okay. All right. So guys, thank you so much for being a part of this session. We're going to have another session on TradingView, possibly next week or upper week, to continue what we've been doing. Possibly we'll add more content to this TradingView class. All right. I recommend that once the recording is out tomorrow, you want to go through it and master how to use TradingView. It will really help you and improve your trading game. You'll be able to spot, good zones in the market using all of these tools. And then when you combine everything together, you start having a good understanding of price. All right. So let's have a remarkable night. God bless everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.